Today we're going to be talking about this gun right here, my new everyday carry gun. How's it going, guys? My name is Chad and this is the Hopeful Homestead. And as many of you know, I carry guns. I've got quite a few of them. I got different ones for different purposes, and I'm excited because I've picked up this new bad boy right here, a little hand cannon. This is the Taylor & Company 1873 single action army revolver clone. It is, I believe, made by Pieta, and it is basically the same thing as a Cimarron Thunderer, except Cimarron doesn't make a 3.5-inch barrel stainless Thunderer anymore in 45 Colt specifically that I know of, and this is chambered in 45 Colt. I've been on the hunt for a long time for a 3.5-inch barrel stainless 45 Colt single action army clone. One that is a 4-click, not a 3-click. So that rules out some of the Ubertis that are out there. And this one right here is actually a little bit of a Frankenstein scenario where I've swapped some parts out here, because the one that I ordered, this gun right here, came with this set of grips on it. If you guys know, familiar with my channel, this is the 4 3/4-inch barrel Cimarron Thunderer that I had. That is a discontinued model. Sorry, Thunderball. This one's called the Thunderball, discontinued model. You know, this gun had these grips on it. These are nice grips. If you can see up close, it's got some really beautiful checkering, really nice grips. And they're the lightning grips. And I love that bird's head grip for all of my revolvers. I prefer to have all of them have that. And so when I found this little guy, it had these grips on it, and I thought, you know what, I bet I could get that and swap the grips out for the little hand cannon that could be my everyday carry revolver. You know, I wanted to have some sort of 45 Colt single action army everyday carry, and I needed, ever since I got my wife one for Christmas last year, I got her the Cimarron Thunderer, the 3.5-inch that's color case hardened with the bird's head grips, and that thing was a joy to shoot. I was surprised at how accurate it could be despite being a 3.5-inch barrel, and I really enjoyed it, and she's really enjoyed it being hers. And so I thought, you know, I'm gonna get a stainless one for myself. And I was on the hunt and I could not find one with Cimarron, and I don't know what it was. I never even considered looking at Taylor & Company. I don't know why. And I decided to stumble across, you know, a search result online, and I found this. Much to my surprise, it's basically the exact same thing as the Cimarron Thunderer, even though it's just the Taylor & Company 1873 version of that. But what I ended up doing is I actually swapped out not just the grips, but the entire grip frame with the grips, because the grips, even though they're the same model, there's little tolerances and little variances to the way things are cut. I tried swapping out just the wood for this fake ivory white grip, and it didn't quite fit right perfectly. So I ended up swapping the entire grip frame out for both of these. And as a result, you know, up here it doesn't quite line up with the frame of the revolver as much. It actually, you know, lines up really nicely on this one, which this is the one I wanted to be, you know, have a nice fit and finish, because it's gonna be what I carry every day. And like I've talked about before in this channel, this gun right here, I think it kind of looks nice with the white grips, you know, being the 4 3/4-inch barrel. It kind of looks nice. And one big difference, if you know, besides the barrel length, is this has that slammed hammer, and this guy doesn't. This has the normal hammer. I will say though that this has that bigger notched groove back here and a thicker sight on here. I haven't shot this gun yet. I need to go ahead and take a few shots with it to see how it shoots. But so far it's got that same kind of sight system that the other one had, that I thought might have been why it was a little bit hard to hit targets with. So we'll see how that goes. You know, pairing that with the 3.5-inch barrel, we'll see how that ends up shooting. But for now, at least, you know, I wanted to have the ability to carry a single action army 45 Colt revolver as part of my everyday carry kit. As I've talked about before a lot on this channel, I pocket carry most of the time, and I still do. I've got my Ruger LCRX that is 38 special snub nose revolver that's double action and single action with the hammer on it, and I pocket carry that all the time. That's my everyday carry pocket gun. I'll always carry that no matter what. I wanted to have the ability to carry 45 Colt with me in some fashion, and today I wanted to talk about this new little hand cannon, the stainless 45 Colt Taylor & Company Frankenstein gun that I've hodgepodge parts together and made this thing my own. Definitely a one of a kind. This thing doesn't exist anywhere in this exact form factor. So I think it's a pretty nice little beautiful gun here, right? Nice and shiny, pure nickel finish. I mean, that is just gorgeous. Gotta love that, right? Gotta love it. And I think those wood checkered grips look really nice with this form factor. And I'm excited to finally have a 45 Colt revolver that I can everyday carry realistically. But all right, guys, thanks for watching today. I appreciate it. Again, my name is Chad. This is the Hopeful Homestead, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.